First deal on the agenda is Mr. Meyer.
Thank you for listening to me today. I just have two things. With our bus situation, I just wanted to appreciate express appreciation to the commission for allowing us to park. Okay. Thank you for allowing us to use the property, park our buses over the years. I'm not sure how long that's been going on, and I don't know. I didn't have any paperwork on it. We didn't have an agreement that I knew of, but anyway, thank you for letting us do that. And the second thing is, in the letter from the county attorney, it said we needed to be off there last day of school, and just ask for a little more time, just so we can get school over with and get state track done, and then so to the end of the month, to the end of May, if we can have just a little bit more time to get that done.
I don't have any problem with that.
That's fine.
Okay.
We're going to try to get some of the crew to do part of the work on the building, and we're hoping to kind of get it done sometime this summer, but I mean, I don't see a problem with that extra month or whatever.
And it shouldn't take long. I mean, a lot to do.
I think it's been about 25 years since
Yeah.
buses have been parked out there.
Yeah.
All through my junior high career, I could always go out to the bus and knew where it was at and could go find what was left on the
Right.
bus.
Right. Anyway, that's all I had. So.
Did anybody explain to you why we were having you guys go to the buses?
Some improvements, not specifically, but
We've got quite a bit of emergency preparedness equipment that's, basically donated to us from the state.
right.
I think we've got a generator trailer, I don't know. There's like 4 or 5 different trailers. Right now, they're all parked down in the county yard because they're supposed to be in a shed, so we're wanting to build a big, long shed there.
Right.
I think you said about 120, with like 6 doors in the front where we can back the stuff into it.
Right.
So that was kind of what we were needing to do.
Yep.
We're kind of like you, we're running out of space.
Right. Right. Well, in the end, it'll be better when we get a different spot and be able to build a shed for our buses.
That bus barn would be nice. But
Yeah.
Well, you can go half and half, we'll build it at 240 feet.
So anyway, that's all I have.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Josh. Okay, in your file, there's a letter about a meeting on the roundabout project. It's scheduled for May 2nd at 10 o'clock down in Pratt. Philip told me he was going to plan to go, just so we'd have representation and we'd all kind of know what's going on, because I didn't know if any of you guys were going to be able to go.
That would be during the conference.
Are you going to the conference?
I think there's a better than 50-50 chance I'll go, yes.
Should I go ahead and register?
Yeah, go ahead and register.
Okay. Okay.
We won't be back by that day, will we?
Your
yeah.
conference goes till May
When they get out at 10:30.
2nd, it says. I don't know your
They adjourn at
agenda.
10:30 on the 1st.
Why is it
Right.
going through May 2nd?
Wait a minute,
It's
wait a
May
minute,
2nd.
second. No,
That's KAC.
That's KAC.
Oh.
What time is this? It doesn't say.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
I don't think there's any way to do it.
No, because the meeting adjourns at 10:30 on the 2nd.
That's what came back the night before.
Yeah.
I don't see the
I think as long as Philip's there,
It's just going to be an informational
yeah,
meeting.
you won't have any say in anything. They just are going to kind of go over the plan, I think.
Yeah.
That's what they usually do.
No, this is.
I put in there the text message I got from Jesse's Construction for the bathroom floor. Clay brought a sample of the tile over there that he put in the bathroom. We'll kind of work off of that. His total price was $4,950 to remove the old vinyl, install the tile and baseboard. He'll paint those existing panels and the existing vanity. And then he's gonna use a thinner, it's not a tile, it's a laminate for the elevator floor. It'll be more lightweight. But it kind of runs those same colors in the elevator, so. we need to-
Which bathroom is it remodel?
The one right over here.
Was he going to, were we going to replace the countertop or just paint the deal? I mean,
I think we can let that go for a little bit and see what it looks like. There's nothing wrong with the existing countertop.
no.
I kind of hate to,
Probably won't match if you might want to look at it a while anyway.
well, that's what I'm thinking, depending on the color for the walls we pick. I mean, because Teresa's gonna paint the walls. She can do that, so.
And he was going to patch that spot in the wall.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm okay.
That's gonna require a motion, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
I'll make a motion, we accept the bid from Jesse's Construction to remodel the ladies' restroom in the courthouse.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the bid from Jesse's Construction to remodel the downstairs bathroom in the courthouse. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, the next thing, look in the last piece of paper. This is an email I got from a lady. I just want you to read it and look at her proposal. He's got one. And let me know what you think. Right there. It's kind of wordy.
Yeah. Really majority of it. So he was a Medal of Honor recipient?
That's what it says.
We can't hardly get to where we're allowing everybody.
Yeah.
That's got a memorial, but a Medal of Honor recipient is
I
kind
would
of
have
a
said,
rarity.
yeah.
And it's basically 20 by 21.
Yes, and it's gonna be, I guess, in a glass enclosed case.
I would say that would be a museum piece.
Well, that's what I wondered, but
How about the annex?
Well, we've got this board out here.
that's where she wants it hung by.
If we do that, then there's gonna be others to follow, and,
At some point, you'd have to draw a line.
yeah, and, I mean, there's no recognition of the, Johns, except for a grave marker out at the Prattsburg Cemetery. He's a Medal of Honor, and I'm certain there's others around.
So you think they'd ought to refer to the Lucille Hall Museum or the Stafford?
Stafford, I would say the Stafford County Museum.
Is it Stafford County or just Stafford?
No, Stafford County.
The one at Stafford?
Who should she get a hold of over there?
Uh,
Or do you want to call her? Her phone number's on the back of this email.
Michael Hathaway.
Do you have his phone number?
234.
He said you should call her.
Huh?
I think you should call
You want me to be the bad guy?
her. Yep.
Is that what you think, Kurt?
Yeah, I don't think we need to get that started here, whether she, I mean, if she thought it ought to be in a place the
5664.
public sees the annex.
234.
Yes.
Yeah.
5664.
Because we have a lot of old time pictures in there.
Yeah. I think probably the museum would be the better spot.
Do they have other
Yeah, but how many?
things at the museum kind of like that?
I don't know.
You have more people in the annex.
Yeah. But then, I mean, once you get something like that started, where do you draw the
Right.
line?
Right. I think, yeah, probably in the county property wouldn't be the best thing. DG?
Not directly.
Just another Keenan.
Well, he didn't, there's two branches of them up there, and this is John Jay's side. He didn't, he'd never heard of this woman, so. And he called his sister who knows everything about him, and she didn't know either.
She just called you out of the blue?
She sent me this email,
Interesting.
so.
Unless we had a place that we allowed everybody else to do that too. If we get it started, we'd have to allow the next one.
Yeah. Well, and I'm afraid by putting it over there, I don't think there's really any room because that whole wall is full of nameplates, right? Oh, right up here.
I think so.
Where exactly does she want to put it?
She wants it hung on the wall out there by that wooden board.
That'd be my suggestion.
Let me think.
Yeah, I don't. Look kind of weird being by itself.
Yeah. I make a motion, we accept the minutes of April 10th.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the minutes for the April 10th meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
We used to have my pins there.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got it down here. You got it?
Yeah, I know. Any textual corrections?
No?
Nope.
I would move that we appoint Tim Gross, Scott Fortmiller to the Stafford County Hospital Board.
A second?
We have a motion and a second to appoint Tim Gross and Scott Foreman to the hospital board. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Is that a 2-year term?
That's 4.
I mean, once you appoint it, you can keep going. And I did talk to Fortman Thursday, Clay.
Yeah.
He knows what's going on. He's been sitting in all the hospital.
Has he gone to any more than
Yes, he has. He's talked to Dr. Carter and the accountant, and they kind of tried to explain to him what was going on. But he seemed very well informed and interested. Got anything for us today, Mike?
No, sir. All quiet.
It's a good day.
Misty's coming in, yeah, that's all I've got.
Oh, looking for a clock.
8:45.
The bus thing, I saw was on the agenda. Did we resolve that?
We let him have to wait another month to get him out of
End
there.
of the month?
They
Okay.
were just wanting a little extra time.
I think my letter would probably just said the end of school year, but
Yeah.
hell, it's almost in the month anyway. I mean, I don't understand, but that's,
That might give them a few days when they aren't using them to get them out of there.
See, state track actually runs a week after school's out.
okay. And then they probably gotta do some maintenance stuff on them to get them put away for the summer or whatever, I don't know. It's taken care of, then I won't worry.
What's that?
If it's taken care of, I won't worry about
You
it.
can mark that off your to-do list.
Unless you know, June 15th, you say, buses are still sitting there.
Then we might have a
Both those will be
problem.
When are they gonna start the project of building down there?
Oh, we haven't got the bids yet.
So we're a ways.
Philip's still working on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's at conference this week.
Okay.
I would say about the time they start digging the footings, the buses need to be out.
Yeah. I don't know, would there be any, is there asphalt back there? They need to pull up the asphalt for the concrete?
I would think that's where it's gonna go.
So we're not going to meet.
If Kurt's for sure going May to that conference, we will not meet on May 1st.
first.
And go if you're not.
If it turns out it's raining, I'll try to go and just beg my way into the door. I don't think they'll check IDs.
No, they'll request a check.
They'll also request you have a card in your pocket to get into the
They do
meeting.
that in the precinct.
A second, in regards to the roundabout. And I thought, and then when I turned and I noticed that on West, there was a flag.
What is that? Oh,
He's not giving it
Is
to
it
you.
a ring?
The museum left it here.
Oh, I was gonna say, didn't want anybody calling it.
Go ahead.
Okay, good. Okay, it has been a year since Brandon has been with us, and I was going to ask for increase in his wages. And Brandon has been an employee for EMS department for a year. He responds on his own as a first responder on scene until additional personnel arrive to transport the patient. Brandon does an excellent job in evaluating the patient to provide care. Brandon has a great decision-making skills, and he recently completed a certified AHA CPR instructor course. He's eager to learn, and he's a great asset to our team. So I was looking to move him from range 5, step 1, which he was at 1386, to range 5, step 2 at 1419.
Range 5, step 1, range 5, 2, step 2.
Range 5, step 2.
Okay. So you got a pretty good attitude?
Oh, yes, yes. He's always eager. He does a great job. He is not fearful of going into any call by himself. I mean, he's got to be with the patient till we can get over there with him. He does a great job.
So do you think you would like to kind of keep going and get more
She's
certifications?
got
I'm gonna,
Okay.
actually talk to you guys about that.
This is just what you read.
Yeah, just what I read.
Go ahead on that, before we act on that, what else were you gonna have?
Brandon is wanting to take the advanced EMT course, and there's one that's being put on at Larned that starts in May. Kara Lawrence is teaching it, the Larned, I guess she's assistant director over there. She's a paramedic, and she came to us and said she's doing class, it's 1 day a week on Tuesdays from 10 to 4 over there in Larned, and then there's 4 Saturdays throughout the course of the class that happen, it's through December. So there's 4 different, like once a month or how that works out. But the cost of the class is $1,500, and there is actually an EIG grant that we apply like for our EMT students whenever we put on a class that will cover the cost of the class of $1,500 that we can apply for that will reimburse us back. So we'd initially have to send a check, but we can put it back as soon as we get the grant. And he would have to sign a year contract with us stating, and the Board of EMS stating that he will take call for us for a year to fulfill his obligation. He's always telling me when I get on scene that he wishes he could do what I could do, and it's not just for the title. I mean, he wants to actually help people and fix them, is what he says.
If he gets advanced paramedic,
He's advanced EMT. Paramedic is one step above it.
okay, and this will be advanced EMT.
Yes.
If he does this.
Which he can start IVs, he can give certain amounts of meds, usually cardiac meds. Paramedics can give some other types of meds, but not much. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like what Pat Nimick does, the exact same certification that Pat would have.
Okay.
Does he have to have this before he could do the paramedic course if he wanted to be a paramedic?
Yes.
Is there like steps?
Well, the paramedic course is 15 months long, and there is clinicals and internship.
I
It's a
know it
lot of
took
time
you-
away from your family, and it's scary for families to go through that. He's got a young family at home.
Yeah, so this would be the
This would
next
be
best
perfect,
thing.
yeah, this would be right below paramedic. He's still advanced. I mean, we could have advanced providers in our county by letting him go be gone 1 day a week. I mean, and it's till December.
So it would be, I mean, right now, we're the only one basically that we have, except for the NIMIC, that can start IVs and do stuff like that. I mean, it would give us one more person
Yes,
to help relieve you to where you get more days off.
yes.
Okay.
Can Michelle do it?
No. Michelle's at EMT right now. I have the ability to put on an advanced class. We just can't do it right now because we've got to get more EMTs, and then we could do an advanced class, and Michelle could transfer, I could transition her, and if we find another EMT at some point, I could transition the two of them in-house. We just can't do it right now.
She couldn't take this advanced EMT course?
I can't let them both go at the same time. We only have 3, so.
All right.
But this is actually an invoice from Kara Lawrence, who is putting on the class. And so if you guys will approve it, I will need to submit a check to her to cover the class. And then, of course, we'll apply for the grant to reimburse it.
Can we do that all in one motion? Do his step increase and
What
You
does
wanna
he
do
do
it?
that, Jeff?
Yeah. I mean,
Just before May, before the class starts. Or if she knows it's coming, she's gonna.
Because our next check run will be May 1st.
Okay.
Will that work?
Yeah, I'll just tell her to check when we get in and she'll get it right, and she's pretty easy knowing about that.
Okay.
I move that we move Brandon Park from range 5, step 1 to range 5, step 2, and pay the $1,500, which will get reimbursed for the advanced EMT course.
a second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Ring a bell.
Heck, yeah, he is so excited. When he was excited. I said, well, I gotta go talk to Commissioners today first, don't get too close to yourself. Another thing, he will need internet access for the class, okay? Because a lot of it's done online and they need 1 day a week. And so we're looking at putting internet access over in the Stafford station. He does have a PC already over there. Randy is gonna go
We're
check it
working
out
on it.
and make sure that it's sound. You know, I don't know how long it's been there, but it should be adequate because it was hardly used, I think, before. So
Is there internet already at that building?
I think there was. I think it was AT&T before because we had canceled it years and years ago
So-
because there was nobody over there.
Will the city of Stafford? I'm not sure how we're gonna pay that. See what I mean?
Because there's nothing there right now.
Randy and I are working on
Okay. Figured it.
it. Because we don't have a Golden Belt accounts over there. We've got them here.
Could they tag it on to
I
ours
don't
here?
know. I'll have Randy do that.
Because City of Stafford said they use Golden Belt for their internet. So I don't know if we could just tie it into ours or how that would work.
Okay, I'll have him work on it.
Okay. And now, I'd like to present for Michelle. Michelle has been an employee for the EMS department for 5 years. She's been my right hand this whole time. She's had exceptional skills both on the ambulance and within the office. She keeps inventory and all supplies, reorders as needed. Michelle oversees on image trend. She also does payroll reports, which tracks runtime, call time for all of our techs. She's also a CPR lead instructor for both medical and non-medical issue individuals. She's also an instructor for EMT class, and she serves as a working medic on the ambulance. She'll respond to calls even when she's on days off if needed, which her days off right now are few and far between. With that, I would like to promote actually Michelle to Assistant EMS Director for Stafford County. She's put in her 5 years. And I've got a job description here. I wrote it. In looking where to put her, because right now she is at range 5, step 5 at 1551 on the EMS office staff. I did some calling around to area services to see, you know, how to keep in competition with close proximity. Larned EMS has an assistant EMS director, and they pay her $48,000 a year. She is, however, paramedic. Okay. Pratt has a assistant EMS director job opening that they pay $55,000 to $60,000 a year. They're actually a paramedic as well. When I asked them, I said, well, if a person that was on a paramedic and you were to hire them as assistant, how would you hire them? And they said, well, if they have the skills and they had the requirements, yes, they would hire them. But they would just come in at a lower wage because they're not a paramedic. And so in looking at that, I was going through the grades and the ranges, and something that would be equivalent was range 8, step 1. The wage is $17.06, which would put her at $35,480 a year instead of.
Range 8 step, the range 8 is where
It's clear.
all of our deputies are in this building. Mine, treasurer, Rod, Carl's got his 2 in range 8. So,
Just kind of, because Pratt's 30 minutes away, Larned's, not far.
Yeah, I think the majority of that higher increase is because they're paramedics.
Yes, and most of them require them to be paramedics, but these are services that you can throw a rock and hit a paramedic. I mean, that's what they staff. We are not that. We are EMT based pretty much around here. So we have a few advanced providers, and Michelle's looking. She wants to go to advanced. She just can't do it right now. When we can get her transitioned, we will. But put her in at that wage, you don't have to pay her paramedic wages to do that. So
well, and she's taken on a lot of the paperwork too that Downey was doing.
yeah,
For
for
you
fire
guys.
as well. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So, she's got more responsibility.
Jack of all trades. Well, and these people just don't fall out of the sky. We are having a hard time finding anybody to move here, or I don't think we've gotten any applications,
What?
have we? We've gotten one application.
That one that you brought.
Oh, did he actually apply?
Mhm.
Okay. And he's from Wichita, so I don't.
They looked at it last week.
Mhm.
So you want to advance her to an EMS assistant director with a salary of range 8, step 1. Is that what you're saying? Okay. I'll make the motion that we promote Michelle to as EMS assistant director with range 8, step 1 salary.
Second.
Did you have a question?
Yes, you have that extra money in your budget?
We, I came to Nita and we're crunching the numbers just to make sure. And, yeah.
Yeah.
Can make it.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Did one of them need to sign this for you?
I just need to, I'll have to invoice it, for you guys to print
Right.
a check, so do they need to?
It's up to you.
Sign, or
Does
do
she
you guys
need
can
a
sign?
firm confirmation that she's gonna get her money?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, on May 1st, if you get that voucher, we can get that check. Just initial the bottom of it for her so that Kara will know that it's legit.
Okay, and that's all I got for you guys. Anything for me?
So would you be taking on some more responsibility? Or just basically doing what she's doing?
Well, she'll be doing what she's doing right now, but it takes a lot of pressure off me. Like I said, I don't have to do payroll. I sign them, I go over them and make sure everything is correct, and then I sign everything. She just very streamlines everything, and she has for a while now.
Yeah. And then she's taking over part of what Devin used to do.
Yeah, so she's doing all the vouchering and all that.
Fire and
So what did you think of the one applicant we had?
He was from Wichita. I haven't done any research on him. He had contacted me over listserv, the EMS listserv that we had, and I contacted Nita, and she said, well, I'll send him an application, but I haven't actually done any research because he hadn't put anything. It went weeks before he actually put in an application, so, but I do know he was working at St. Francis as an EMT, and I didn't know they hired EMTs in a hospital setting. But I was going to definitely do research on him if you guys were going to entertain the idea of interviewing him.
You might as well check him out.
Yeah, I'm gonna check him out.
Okay.
I'll get you a copy of his.
Okay. And I'll find out what I can, and I'll let you guys know. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go into recess.
Okay.
There you go.
We'll adjourn.